Yahoo Esports Live is brought to you by Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, I think it's insightful. You know what else is insightful, Travis? The next segment where I talk about League of Legends gameplay. We call it Hindsight. So bad. Shut up.
So it might be kind of hard to lock him down. He's also Vladimir.
I mean, he can instantly die if he gets hit by the ult from Kuro.
It's possible. Wow, Speed getting hit, maybe instantly dying. Peanut caught up by some CC. Here comes Gorilla to try to save his jungler. He can for the moment. Fly coming in though. Gets low. Gets exhausted. Backs away. Score with the execute though. On to Peanut. And the fight continues. Score flashing into the Raptor pit. Trying to live. He's going to get pursued by 3 members of the ROX Tigers. Looks like they might be able to...
With this episode being focused on prepping for Worlds, I wanted to look at a fight that I think illustrates the Korean playstyle pretty well. A key feature of how Koreans like to start fights in the early mid-game is they love roaming and looking for odd man plays. Since the region is generally known for warding well, that means that they have to be really intelligent about how they move around the map and making sure that they track the team's warding as well as their movements. So the first thing I want to point out is just the fact that it starts with a ton of roams. We see that Rumble has roamed down to the mid lane. His TP is currently down. They don't rely on that to get these odd man plays. And both supports are actually out of lane right now and moving up together to join this fight in the mid lane. KT is camping a brush, another thing that they love to do. They're very patient when they're looking for these kinds of plays. As we get into it, what we're going to see is that the play actually starts at 2 different fronts at the same time. KT is going to jump on Peanut here, and at the same time, Kuro is going to try and jump onto Fly. What I like here is that Fly recognizes that he's not in the best position as Rumble's already kind of behind him and might be able to cut him off under the turret. He decides to instead go forward onto Peanut and try and join the rest of his team this way. Now, he might have been able to get out to the top side, but his damage that he manages to get onto Peanut is actually super important because they wouldn't have been able to execute him with the Elise Q after without that Vlad E coming in. This is one of the mistakes I was talking about from Kuro as well. We saw that he flashed from here down to there, dropped his E onto Fly, but he's already regenerated enough as Vladimir. So when he turns back onto score at the end of the fight, he's now lacking the damage needed to actually kill him. When we play this out, we're going to see that this kind of leads to a wild goose chase where Score just ends up running around the map, and eventually he's going to get over and just execute himself all the way up here, but you don't need to see that. Anyways, that's one of the big things I like looking at because when you see the other regions play, they play a lot bloodier style, a lot more kills, and we see this huge 4v4 team fight with only 1 death, really. So when we get to the group stages, it's going to be, can Korea keep up this very clean, efficient style, or do they get dragged down into the scrappier style that we see from NA and China and things like that? We'll have to find out at Worlds this weekend, but stay tuned because we have Shox joining us after the break.
Check out Yahoo Esports Live every Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific.